Deep in the heart of an ancient Irish forest, there exists a legend passed down through generations of villagers, a tale of mischievous creatures known as leprechauns. While most stories depict them as charming and elusive beings guarding pots of gold, there is a darker side to these mythical creatures that is rarely spoken of. In a small village nestled among rolling green hills, a young boy named Liam grew up hearing whispered tales about the malevolent leprechauns that inhabited the nearby woods. The villagers spoke of their treacherous tricks and the dire consequences of crossing their path. One moonlit night, fueled by a mix of curiosity and bravado, Liam ventured into the forbidden forest, determined to witness the leprechauns for himself. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of adventure, he stepped into a realm where reality and folklore intertwined. As Liam delved deeper into the forest, he sensed a shift in the atmosphere, an unsettling presence that seemed to watch his every move. Whispers carried on the wind, whispered warnings that told him to turn back, to abandon his reckless pursuit of the leprechauns. Ignoring the eerie signs, Liam pressed on, the dense foliage creating an oppressive canopy above him. Shadows danced on the periphery of his vision, and he could swear he heard faint giggles echoing through the trees. Suddenly, a soft melody filled the air, luring him deeper into the heart of the forest. The tune was enchanting yet tinged with a haunting undertone, like a siren's call beckoning him towards danger. Liam's heart raced as he stumbled upon a small clearing bathed in an ethereal glow. It was there that he saw them, the leprechauns. But they were nothing like the jovial beings of traditional lore. Their smiles were twisted, their eyes gleaming with a malevolent glint. The leprechauns surrounded Liam, their laughter turning into menacing cackles that chilled his bones. He tried to escape, but an invisible force held him in place, rendering him helpless against their wicked intentions. The leprechauns reveled in their sadistic games, toying with Liam's mind and body. They whispered in his ear, their voices dripping with malice, promising him wealth and power in exchange for his soul. Desperation clawed at Liam's sanity as he fought against their insidious influence. With a final burst of defiance, Liam broke free from their grasp. He ran through the forest, his heart pounding, his mind plagued by nightmarish visions. The leprechauns pursued him relentlessly, their wicked laughter echoing through the trees. Exhausted and on the brink of collapse, Liam stumbled out of the forest, his body bruised and his spirit shattered. He vowed never to speak of his encounter, fearing that the leprechauns would follow him, their wrath trailing in his wake. To this day, Liam lives in the shadow of that fateful night, haunted by the malevolent leprechauns that lurk in the depths of the forest. He warns others to heed the cautionary tales, to avoid the allure of the leprechauns' tricks and temptations, for the price of their mischief may be far greater than anyone could imagine. Years passed, but the memory of Liam's encounter with the wicked leprechauns never faded. The village became shrouded in an air of unease, as whispers of strange happenings and unexplained disappearances circulated among the villagers. Liam, burdened by guilt, felt responsible for the encroaching darkness that plagued their once peaceful community. Determined to protect his loved ones from the malevolent leprechauns, he embarked on a solitary quest to uncover the secrets of their true nature and find a way to banish them from their realm. His relentless pursuit led him to dusty archives and forgotten libraries, where ancient texts and folklore held fragments of knowledge about the sinister side of leprechauns. Liam discovered that these malevolent beings were not the playful creatures of children's tales but a dark faction that had long been banished and forgotten. Guided by the cryptic writings, Liam embarked on a treacherous journey to find the hidden realm of the leprechauns. Armed with ancient charms and protective talismans, he ventured into the heart of the Irish countryside, seeking the entrance to their ethereal domain. After days of tireless searching, Liam stumbled upon an ancient stone circle hidden deep within the forest. As he stepped into the center of the circle and recited the incantations he had discovered, a portal shimmered to life before him, revealing a realm teeming with magic and malevolence. Steeling his resolve, Liam stepped through the portal, determined to confront the leprechauns and put an end to their reign of terror. The realm was a twisted reflection of the world he knew, with gnarled trees, eerie mists, and a palpable sense of foreboding. The leprechauns, sensing his presence, gathered in a horde, their eyes gleaming with malice. Liam stood his ground, his heart pounding but his determination unyielding. In a voice filled with righteous fury, he demanded they release the village from their clutches and return to the shadows from whence they came. The leprechauns sneered, their wicked grins widening as they prepared to unleash their dark powers upon him. But Liam, armed with knowledge and ancient magic, fought back with a ferocity they had not anticipated. He unleashed spells and incantations, his voice resonating with ancient power. A battle of wills ensued, as Liam faced the leprechauns in a test of strength and cunning. With each spell cast and each talisman invoked, the balance shifted in his favor. The leprechauns' laughter turned into cries of frustration and pain as their powers waned under Liam's relentless assault. At last, weakened and outnumbered, the leprechauns retreated, their malevolent presence dissipating like mist in the wind. Liam had triumphed, banishing the wicked leprechauns back to the depths from which they had emerged. Returning to the village, Liam was hailed as a hero, the one who had saved them from the clutches of darkness. The village, once again filled with hope, celebrated his victory, and tales of his bravery were told for generations to come. Liam, forever changed by his encounter, became the guardian of the village, passing down his knowledge and teachings to future generations. The memory of the malevolent leprechauns would always linger, a cautionary tale reminding them of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface of even the most whimsical legends. And so, the village thrived under Liam's watchful eye, forever grateful for his courage in facing the wicked leprechauns and restoring peace to their once troubled land. Years turned into decades, and Liam's tale became a legend whispered around hearthfires. The village prospered under his guidance, and the memory of the malevolent leprechauns faded into the mists of time. The younger generation grew up with stories of their ancestors' struggles and victories, but to them, it was nothing more than a bedtime fable. However, unbeknownst to the villagers, remnants of the banished leprechauns harbored a deep-seated resentment. They seethed with a desire for revenge, patiently biding their time, waiting for an opportunity to exact their wrath upon the village that had defied them. One fateful night, as the moon hung full and heavy in the sky, a dark figure emerged from the depths of the forest. It was a leprechaun, but not like any seen before. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent fire, and its laughter echoed with a chilling malice. The leprechaun began to sow seeds of discord among the villagers, whispering secrets that tore apart long-standing friendships and instigating conflicts that festered like an open wound. As distress spread like wildfire, the village's unity crumbled, leaving its inhabitants vulnerable to the leprechaun's wicked plans. Liam, now aged and wise, sensed the impending darkness that threatened to engulf his beloved village. Memories of his past battles flooded his mind, and he knew he had to confront this new threat before it tore apart everything he had fought to protect. Gathering a small group of trusted allies, Liam embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the forest once more. They traversed treacherous paths and overcame harrowing obstacles, their determination unwavering in the face of the leprechaun's cunning. Finally, they reached the ancient stone circle, the gateway to the leprechaun's realm. But this time, as they stepped through the portal, they were met with a realm even more twisted and malevolent than before. Shadows writhed, and the air crackled with dark energy. The leprechaun, now surrounded by an army of its kin, sneered at Liam and his companions. It reveled in the chaos it had sown, relishing the imminent destruction of the village. But Liam stood tall, his resolve unshakable, and he stared down the leprechaun with steely determination. With a voice filled with authority, Liam addressed the leprechaun, recounting tales of courage and resilience, reminding the creature of the power of unity and love. He challenged the leprechaun to face him in single combat, a battle that would determine the fate of the village. The leprechaun, drunk with power, accepted the challenge, confident in its ability to crush Liam's spirit. But it had underestimated the strength that comes from protecting what one holds dear. In a clash of wills and magic, Liam fought with every ounce of strength he possessed. He called upon the spirits of the forest, channeling their energy to bolster his own. The battle raged on, the air crackling with raw power, as Liam and the leprechaun engaged. In a final, decisive blow, Liam unleashed a surge of ancient magic, shattering the leprechaun's malevolent influence and banishing it and its kin back into the depths of the realm from which they had emerged. Exhausted but triumphant, Liam returned to the village alongside his companions. The darkness that had threatened to consume them was lifted, and the village once again found solace in unity and peace. Liam, now hailed as a savior twice over, continued to guide and protect his people until his final days. His legacy lived on, not only in the tales of his bravery but in the values he instilled in the villagers, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, courage and unity will prevail. And so, the village thrived, forever grateful to their guardian, Liam, and the lessons he had imparted. The memory of the malevolent leprechauns remained etched in their hearts, a reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of standing together in times of adversity. As the years rolled on, the memory of Liam's victories against the leprechauns had faded from the collective consciousness of the village. They became complacent, believing that the darkness had been vanquished forever. But the leprechauns, relentless in their pursuit of vengeance, had not forgotten. One moonless night, when the village lay shrouded in an eerie silence, a thick fog crept over the hills, seeping into every nook and cranny. The fog whispered with a voice that chilled the blood, carrying sinister promises of nightmares and despair. The villagers awoke to a realm transformed, their once cheerful homes now twisted, dilapidated versions of themselves. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering secrets that burrowed deep into their souls. Fear took hold, and panic gripped their hearts. Liam, now an old man haunted by the memories of his past battles, realized the leprechauns had returned, their malevolence consuming the village with a vengeance. He could feel their presence, lurking in the corners of his vision, watching his every move. Driven by a mixture of guilt and determination, Liam gathered the few brave souls who still believed in the legend of the leprechauns and their dark side. Together, they ventured into the heart of the forest, braving the twisted paths and the suffocating fog. As they reached the ancient stone circle, the gateway to the leprechaun's realm, a sense of impending doom hung heavy in the air. Liam knew that this time, the battle would be fiercer, the stakes higher than ever before. Stepping into the realm, they found themselves in a nightmarish landscape. The leprechauns, grotesque and twisted, surrounded them, their laughter filled with a perverse delight. The air crackled with malevolent energy, and the very fabric of reality seemed to unravel. Liam and his companions fought valiantly, wielding their ancient charms and spells, but the leprechauns were stronger, fueled by their unyielding hatred. They toyed with the villagers, their wicked tricks and illusions driving them to the brink of madness. One by one, Liam's allies fell, consumed by the darkness. He stood alone, his body battered, his spirit weary, but his resolve unbroken. With a final surge of desperation, he unleashed a spell of ancient power, channeling every ounce of strength remaining within him. The leprechauns recoiled, their forms distorting and contorting in pain, but still, they fought back. Their malevolent laughter grew louder, drowning out the cries of the defeated. Liam knew that this time, victory might elude him. In a final act of defiance, Liam uttered an incantation passed down through generations, a forbidden spell of sacrifice. He offered himself as a vessel to contain the leprechauns' darkness, to imprison them within his own being. As the spell took hold, Liam's body convulsed, his veins pulsating with otherworldly energy. The leprechauns shrieked in agony as their essence was absorbed into him, their power now his to bear. With the last remnants of his strength, Liam collapsed to the ground, his body a vessel of darkness. The leprechauns, trapped within him, were silenced, but their malevolence seeped into his very core, corrupting his soul. The village, freed from the leprechauns' grip, was left to mourn the sacrifice of their guardian. But their relief was short-lived, for they knew that Liam's fate was a cursed one. The darkness within him would forever haunt the village, a reminder of the horrors that lurked in the depths of their folklore. And so, the village became a place of perpetual dread, the once thriving community reduced to a desolate and forsaken land. Whispers of Liam's sacrifice echoed through the empty streets, a chilling reminder of the price paid to keep the leprechauns at bay. The horror of the leprechaun's curse lived on, a perpetual nightmare that consumed the village, forever staining its legacy with darkness and despair. The tale of Liam and the malevolent leprechauns became a cautionary legend, a chilling reminder of the consequences that await those who dare to challenge the ancient forces of evil.